One-foot-flipper.
Hey everybody, it's Saturday morning. I am headed out. I had a couple of different options this morning. I could have tried to go to garage sales by myself. That's not happening. There is one of those game-only flea market slash sales that I like to go to. There is one of those today, but the problem is that I know that there's somebody who is trying to sell an entire game estate for a friend who passed away, but I've also seen their price list. They're doing it wrong, and I know that they bought half the tables of the thing. See, I saw their price list, and they're basically trying to get almost full eBay price for everything they have. I have bought people's entire massive game collections after they've passed away, and it, on average, takes me 3 years to sell off a large collection at eBay prices on eBay. Certainly not at a gaming flea market in which only 100 people might come by. But the addition of all that inventory might bring people out, and I thought, and push out better vendors, so decided I'm not going to do that, so I'm headed off to the bins. Somehow I always end up going to the bins on Saturday or Sunday, the busiest days, instead of during the week. Usually because it's easier to get a friend to go on Saturday or Sunday, but today I have no friends. Reminds me, there's a South Park episode called that, I think you've got 0 friends. Now, I just did a bins video yesterday with Harry Tornado. Well, sort of in a way. Since I can't film well at the bins, I don't have a decent way of coming up with footage of, you know, just digging through the bins and pulling stuff out. So I put something out on Instagram, and not only a few hours later, Josh said I had permission to use any of his footage whatsoever, and it would be just fine. So I did my video with Josh's arm searching through the bins and me voicing over the entire thing, which what it was a tutorial about bins for people who've never been there. I wasn't pretending to find the items he found, although that might be a different sort of funny video that somebody could do. So one thing I've been wondering is it possible to increase your sales or your sell-through rate when you've got items that have almost zero cost of goods for you? Should you instead try giving 2 of those items at the same time instead of 1? Oh good, I am stuck behind an oversized load that I can almost get around. Almost. Now I can do it. Oh, it's a bunch of oversized loads. Not that you can see them. I was more specifically thinking about hats. My buy cost in hats is about 33-35 cents at the bins. But, you know, hats are pretty slow. But thing is, I pay as much for the box as I do for the hats. So I've been thinking, what if I just put 2 hats in every listing? You know, sort the hats into similars, put 2 hats in every listing. Still price it like it's 1 hat. Would that significantly increase my sales and my sell-through rate? So I'm going to be trying that out with hats that I find over the next month to see if that works. And I've been having success cross-listed hats. I've sold them on Mercari, and surprisingly enough, statically on Whatnot. It keeps selling on the one whose name's I can't. Depop. Depop is working for me for hats as well. Although today I made the mistake of poking the bear though and looking at things that had shipped out. Discovered, like, my first ever static Whatnot sale has never been scanned by the post office, so that's great. Also discovered, and that led me over towards eBay to go back in time and see if I had other packages from that date that aren't scanned. I don't. It's just the Whatnot one. But at the same time, it made me discover, oh, I have a $500 expensive Lego set that has been sitting waiting for somebody to pick it up for 2 weeks at the post office. And you know, there's a scam related to that. They just let it sit at the post office long enough until they can file a claim and get their money back, and then they go pick it up. But there's not much I can really do about it. maybe I should just assume the best, that the person hasn't picked it up yet. After all, I did recently send a Nintendo Switch bundle to a freight forwarder in Doral, Florida, and that went absolutely fine. Because I spent a solid like 4 or 5 days not shipping it, trying to double sell it, trying to get rid of it any other way so I'd have some excuse to cancel the order. But I could not get rid of it seemingly at any price to anyone else, so I sent it off, and that was 2 months ago, and nothing's happened, so I should be fine on that. I haven't gone to the bins by myself in a while. I think I'm going to get there earlier than normal too. Also, cutting down on my McDonald's, my pre-bins McDonald's order. And no, I don't eat fast food all the time. It's just in these videos. Really? I mean, honestly, it's like once every 2 weeks. Not that I'm eating that great at home, but either way, I want to get the weight down because I've still never got myself stable on this new prosthetic leg I got. I was very stable on my original prosthetic leg, but then when I had about 1.5 years of bad ones that didn't work right, made me not walk, and I gained 30 pounds, and I have not lost that weight. And I have never quite gotten right or stable on the new one yet, or more importantly, I don't have the endurance back yet. I think I'm going to start trying to go to the bins every day and trying to walk the bins instead of roll them. Not going to do it today, just because it's busier on Saturday. I want to try to do it when it's a little bit less busy. There's no way I'll be able to walk the whole bins my first trip. I'll probably be able to walk 1 or 2 aisles before I'll have to find the wheelchair again and sit down. But hopefully I can eventually work my way up to walking the entire thing. Maybe eventually work my way up to walking around all the time like a real person. Fortunately, I'll never be able to walk in the house, not in my house. There's just not enough room to do any walking. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense to put the leg on, because it gets in the way of everything else. Because the fake knee sticks out 6 inches past my real knee, and there is no solving that without cutting off 6 inches of leg. Oh good, there's quite a line here today.
Hi, welcome back. Good morning. Will you be using your mobile rewards today?
Yes, I'm number PV78.
All right, Paige?
Yeah, you got it. Thank you.
Muffins, diet, and ketchup?
You got it.
It's pulling it.
All right. I'm going to try to show the things I buy at the bins today after I get back out, because I did bring the camera. Not bringing the camera in with me, though. Thank you.
Hi, welcome back.
My wife has suggested that I mount the camera on my daughter and film her bins experience, and she's not going to be all wobbly like I am, which I thought not a bad idea. I mean, she doesn't go that often. She doesn't seem to like it anymore, but it would definitely work. Oh, see that jumbo soda there? I've basically cut off caffeine sodas at home, only having them outside the house. So this will be a nice pick-me-up. Good morning. Hey, thank you so much. You have a great day, too. It is nice to get out of the house. Pull in the parking space for a minute. Put some ketchup on these breakfast sandwiches. Yes, I put ketchup on breakfast sandwiches like an animal. All right, I am back from the bins. I spent $59 and some change. I'm going to be looking at everything I brought back and what I expect to get for it on eBay. We got these 3 big, beautiful balls here. I'm expecting to get between $20 and $30 each for those. Maybe a little bit more, but actually, sorry, I'm expecting to get 30 plus each on those. I don't pick up a bowling ball if it's a $20 ball, but I usually make money on the shipping on bowling balls because I charge by the weight, but their dimensional weight comes in so much smaller than their real weight does that you make a little bit of money on them. Okay, let's keep going through the pulls here. Starbucks 2021 red holiday mug, $10. Of course, I don't have this stuff. My price is written down in the same order that I stacked this stuff. Yeti tumbler, 30 ounce stainless steel, pink coral, $20. Note my exact pricing will be slightly lower because I am using charm pricing. I'm not stupid. These Glacier 120 children's skates, that weird size 13 right before the sizes start going up again. These will be about $25. Got this vintage glove here. This is Ron Guidry. I'm sure I pronounced that wrong. It's going to be about $20. Flag of Australia. Unfortunately, this has ends up having no value on its own. There are vendors selling this on eBay for $6 shipped. So I will save it and lot it with another flag as soon as I get another country's flag in. What else we got here? Copper bottom Revere wear, $20. Tambourine was worth more than I thought. This is it's an LP Cyclops tambourine, the non-mounted variety. The non-mounted variety is worth more. I believe I've got 33 on this. I have no personality when I'm doing this, do I? It's not like when I talk other times. I literally have no personality when I'm showing off these items. I am super boring. Space Jam basketball, featuring Dole pineapple, $12.87. Now, if you're like some of us, you'll turn that pineapple over. Hello Kitty backpack with attached lunch bag. It's going to be all of 15 bucks. Not too bad. This was a record for me. Found a TI-84 Plus in working condition. Unfortunately, there is no cover. But I found this at the bins a half hour after opening, sitting right on top. How did this get passed up? And it works perfectly. I'm going to have 22 bucks on it since there's no cover. Usually those sell fast if you price them right. Autographed helmet. This is Wenstrom from 1998. That was his rookie year. But he turned out to be a fairly run-of-the-mill player, so I'm only expecting to get 22 for this. And got a big bumping Missouri state flag. 3x5. It's actually cloth. Strong. I'm gonna get $13 on that. Alright, we'll be back in a minute with more. Somebody else put this back in the bins. I'm not sure why. This is a 1979 Hot Wheels Stow and Go Service Center playset. In decent shape. It's missing the pop-up feet in the back, but they often are. I'm expecting to get $35 for this. Also got a price tag clicker that we're just probably going to use at home for one thing or another, once it actually turns out to have some value. Like this Trip Light surge protector. I love getting surge protectors because some of these things are really valuable. This one's going to bring me almost 40 bucks. Not bad for something you can pick up a half hour, 45 minutes after the bins opens. Toasted cheese squishmallow, still worth 8 bucks. Not bad. I was hoping it would be worth more than 10, but it was worth more than 5, so it stayed in the cart, didn't get thrown back. Now I got a lot of hats here. I'm going to put one price up on the screen for the total of hats after I figure them all out, because some of my hats I'm going to start doing in lots of 2. An Orlando with a Disney look to it. Visor. I don't even know what that is. A low quality German looking hat. When I say low quality, it's kind of plasticized. A Slytherin hat with white dog hair on it. Now we got some pretty decent auto racing hats. O'Reilly Mid-South Nationals with a bunch of pens on them. Bud Racing, limited edition, metal thing on the side. O'Reilly's Mid-South Nationals, different hat, still has the NHRA tag on it. Yet a different year of O'Reilly Mid-South Nationals. Depending on the value of those, I may put those all together or may sell them all separate. And another O'Reilly Mid-South Nationals. Alright, let's go on to the next stuff. Okay, we got some posters here. 2001 Columbia Festival of the Arts. I'm going to put 25 on this, but I only expect to get 20, and I could have it for years. These old event posters usually sell eventually, but they can wait a long time. Another old event poster, 1994 Great Balloon Race. Now, I'm going to stick a $40 price tag on this, both because it's older and balloon racing is the sort of thing that attracts a more wealthier clientele, and this could be attractive even if somebody had no connection to the event whatsoever. This was actually like expensively framed, matted in glass and everything at the bins, but I wasn't going that route. I took it out of all that and just bought the poster itself for pennies. These were inside a box that said Maglev Model Train Kit. I wasn't sure that it was all there, so I just took the sprues out of the box and bought them. I'm going to sell this as Warhammer related terrain or whatever, you know, background train, whatever, probably for $10 to $15. A set of possibly unused Willow Go breast pumps. I'm going to try these for $80. Sometimes eBay will knock things like this off and say it needs a prescription or whatever, and sometimes it won't. If they do, you move it to Macari. One of the best things to do when you've got something that they may or may not randomly decide needs a prescription, you know, there's hundreds of them on eBay right now, but they also have hundreds of them sold, is put it below market and it will sell very quickly. These two posters are actually both 2024 classic 2024 calendars. They're going to be packing material. I just grabbed them without looking at them. And probably going to have to price guess this because there's not one on the internet at all. Kansas City Sporting trash can. That is the Kansas City professional soccer team. All right, we'll be back in a minute to see how much all that adds up to. Okay, I'm back. I've got everything listed. It's actually Monday morning now, but that's because I got myself distracted doing a few other things and didn't finish listing everything up till this morning. You know, it is the weekend, family time and all that. Plus, I made the mistake of doing a live on Whatnot because I had a bunch of stuff that one of my consignees had dropped in, and it was mostly not the greatest stuff in the world. I didn't want to go through all, and wasn't going to get him much of a payout either because of how my fee structure works with that. So I'm like, I'm just going to do what did I say? Whatnot? Dibbed it. I'm just going to do a dibbed it and sell off everything in this box that's not spectacular. And put in a total of 3 hours labor on that sale, and I cleared $21. Not counting any money I might give to my consignee. I cleared $21. And if it hadn't have been for Betsy, one of my newer customers there, it would have been a real disaster because Betsy bought 11 things. Not a single thing sold for over opening bid of $2, regardless of what it was worth. And I sold 3 items at dead losses because they went too far zip codes, and I was assuming people would buy more than one item and wasn't charging enough for the heavier items on shipping. So that was good. I mean, you know, part of that's my fault. I should have been charging more for medium item shipping than $7, because in one case I paid $12. When they only pay $2 for the item, you know how that works. Kevin made more money off that sale than I did. Well, of course he did, because I made nothing off of it, and Kevin did make money off of it, because he gets a percent of all the dibbed things. All right, but I've got all that stuff listed now, and I have a total of $750 in listings from that bin strip, not counting a hat I sold for $2 on the dibbed it yesterday. So $750, not bad. Now let's look at some real numbers, how that might break down. Let's assume that I don't get full price for anything, that between mistakes and markdowns I only get 80% of that price, and I haven't gotten eBay fees yet. And let's assume that I've got a 20% overhead between eBay fees and boxes and tape and stuff. You know, that'll account for the some items that get promoted, and mostly I don't promote. But let's account for that 20% overhead, and we'll take off $60 spent, and that leaves me with $420 in profit when I'm done with all this stuff. Which is not bad, because that stuff, that one trip, between getting the stuff, bringing it home, listing, shipping, that is about one work day. At $420, not bad for one work day, especially for a one-legged man who didn't go to college. Imagine if I actually knew how to pick good stuff. Hey, thanks for sticking around to the end. Hope to see you again soon.
Forgive me, I don't know his actual name, but his YouTube name is onefootflipper. So, now that it's just us, have the public pools in your town or city become insanely expensive? It's like $10 to get into the public pool near my house for residents. So let's say I take my daughter to the pool. It's $20 for us to get in, and I can't even get in the pool. I've even checked with the city. No, even though I physically cannot get in their pool, I still have to pay the full $10 to get in anyway. Just wonder if it's that way near you, because it was like $1.25 to get in the pool when I was a kid, and inflation has not raised prices that much.